Take me out to left field. Give me a shot of Fireball. Give me some high fives from Mark Peña and a hug from Jeff Cross as we stand on top of the tables. Hearing the horns, that's a blast. For it's 1, 2, 3 shots from the cannon with the ladies of left field.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Ladies of Left Field. It's I'm here, Kasey, and here with Katie, and it's just us two this week. So we're doing a little rotation here on the having two of us. So anyway,
life is in the way. But hey y'all, and Jordan is busy producing a bunch of soccer games or some other great sport. So we're sad to not have her, but we're happy to put out an episode because we've had some good football and some not good football to talk about.
Yes. So we're going to start with the good football. My hot girl headline this week is the Cowboys had a big win. Yay. But the big thing for that win was that DeMarvion Overshone, our very own Texas Longhorn, finally was back on the field and had a good game. I think the main thing was just him being able to be out there, not moving around good, not getting injured. I think he's just a good catalyst. The defense as a whole, though, we also had Malik. Malik Hooker back, and then the two guys that we got recently in the trade. Is it Lawson? I don't know. Number 55, I know that one. And then that other one, Quentin Williams or Quentin. He was really good.
Good, so, I know. He was all over it. Yeah.
So that was a big plus bonus, and the
defense looks so much better, Case. I mean, having those guys made Deron Bland look better.
Yeah.
Just made everybody look better. So it was
Bland definitely played so much better. I mean, which he needed to after he got just completely schooled by Marvin Harrison Jr. a couple weeks ago. So the Cowboys actually, they had a very emotional hard bye week with the loss of Marshawn Nealon, which was very sad, and was very impressed though with how they responded, but also just hearing about how they came together as a team and supported each other, and just kind of, I think, spoke out about getting help if you're having issues or dealing with stuff, to not be afraid to go find help from somebody. And you have both Dak and Solomon Thomas have lost siblings to suicide. So definitely touched them directly and hit home, I'm sure, in a much, in a major way.
Yeah.
So
it was a really special. They all wore shirts with his face on them and his picture. And it was just a really, special game. And then Dak played amazing. I'll say Pickens played amazing.
Pickens played great. He had some moves.
Yes. I don't know. It was after the catch moves. He's like, yes. And then kept going. It was he just looked so good.
That one where I thought for sure he was out of bounds. And he got another 8 yards. He looked really good. I was very, very impressed with him. I just don't know. I don't know what he did. Hugged the goalpost or something to get the flag. I don't understand why that is a penalty, but the defense can intercept, and then everybody can run to the other end
for the end zone
with the ball and all stand. I'm like, why is that not considered unsportsmanlike conduct or what?
That's so funny you bring that up. I legit asked Mark that same thing. I was like, all he did was hug the goalpost and slide down. What's the big deal? That's any celebration in the end zone. That's not a big deal.
And it's
I thought that was strange that they called that. I don't know what the rule is.
But it definitely can, because then it tacks on, if you don't have a good kicker, it makes your extra point
48 yards or something crazy. Yeah.
And I want to say maybe it was the Detroit Eagles game on Sunday night, that somebody, their receiver who got that same penalty, and then they missed their extra point.
I know, I saw. Yeah. It's exactly what happened. And it was a close, a close game at the time. Yeah.
At the time, yeah. It just, Detroit couldn't do anything in that game.
I know. Jared Goff looked awful.
I know.
I was like, well, damn, Jared Goff kind of looked like Arch. I was making me annoyed.
Well, speaking of that.
Yeah. We'll get into our game later, y'all. But because our game was real frustrating. But in general, college football, this last weekend, not a ton of like excitement, not a ton of, things that were not expected. A bunch of the good teams played really well. I mean, Ohio State beat up on UCLA, it's all the teams that pretty much expected to win won. I will say, Oklahoma beat Alabama. That was probably the most competitive game.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma, ended up winning 23-21. Texas Tech killed UCF. So yeah, overall, I think Miami had a big game and really beat NC State like 41-7. But the one other game that we thought was going to be competitive, and we were all together at Matt's El Rancho, one of our favorite places, enjoying a lovely meal on the patio, and we were watching this Texas A&M South Carolina game, and we were all like, yes, it's going to happen. Because the Aggies were just not looking good, and South Carolina was. And it was like South Carolina was up a ton of points at halftime, and then we were like, okay, all right, everybody, like, go do whatever you need to do. Like, everybody was going to go back to their house or get ready and, do a couple of things. And they were going to meet back at our house to watch the rest of football for that afternoon and that evening. And then the dang Aggies came back. I knew it. I was like, these damn Aggies are going to have a really good halftime and come out in the second half. And they did. They ended up winning by one dang point, 31-30, and beat South Carolina. So they're still, they're number 3 in the country, and they are still undefeated in the SEC and all that kind of good stuff. So that's no good.
It's like South Carolina just could not,
no, they couldn't even anything in the second half.
They couldn't even like sustain a drive to take time off the clock. A&M basically, they already went ahead by the end of the third quarter or the very beginning of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And then they kind of, that was
so annoying.
Yeah.
So frustrating. Indiana, who's still, playing well, they beat Wisconsin 31-7. And then Oregon beat Minnesota. So, all the teams kind of expected to win one, and we played Georgia, and we did not play well. I don't know what else to say about that, y'all. It was kind of close up until the fourth quarter, in all honesty, because both teams weren't really doing a lot. I'll tell you, I thought from the very beginning, as soon as Arch was kind of throwing okay, and our receivers could not catch the ball, Case.
Right.
It was like, I just was like, man, all this momentum that we had and we kind of showed up with, when, if you're playing some little, teams that are not great, you can make those kind of mistakes and still win. You can't do that against Georgia, especially at Georgia in Athens, night game. It's like, you need to take every opportunity. And when all those receivers were just dropping those balls, I was like, oh no, this is not good.
Yeah, that we had the one drive when 3 different receivers dropped.
Well, yes.
Dropped passes that were right to them. So any one of those would have been a first down.
Yeah.
And because they had open yards, they had open field, they could at least gotten 5 to 6 more yards if somebody was closing in on them. So that was that was a really bad drive and we still seemed to stay in it. When they went ahead, and then did the onside kick.
Yeah, that's what killed us. That's what
and that was, I hate to say that, but that was just straight up getting out coached right there. Not being prepared at all for something like that, and then they just proceeded to, every single time they got the ball, they scored a touchdown.
Yeah,
so the score was really bad.
Yeah, that was it. And then the game was close, but we were just not capitalizing on anything. And then when they got that onside kick, that's what flipped the whole thing.
Yeah, they had all the momentum, and we couldn't get just a scrap of it.
I know.
So it's pretty. It's one of those things where I know I've lived this a lot, back in my days of working, but you get real used to going and being at the top, and then all of a sudden that year, then all of a sudden you're not. It feels like such a letdown.
I know.
So just kind of trying to be like, okay, we still have 2 more games at home.
Yeah,
Fun,
exactly.
Games that could be potentially super, super fun. And then wherever they go, who knows? But, gonna try to finish. That's the thing that we'll have to see too, is like,
right,
with the bowl games now and this day and age of who's even still on your team at a bowl game. The guys that are older, if they're going to already just, are the guys that are projected for the draft,
No, that's it, Case. I think you're right. I mean, at this point, it's like, okay, we're not in the college football playoff at all. I mean, we might, get one of those, like, a random bowl game, but we also have to finish. I mean, Arkansas is not good. We play them this Saturday at home, DKR, 2:30. I mean, it's an old school Southwest Conference rivalry game. I mean, the Razorbacks are bad. Like, I think they're like lost like 8 straight games or something in a row. So, I mean, but our team still has to show up and they, can't like kind of give up. And then we have a really hard game against Texas A&M on that Friday after Thanksgiving. And I mean, hell, I'm also like, that's a crazy rivalry game and anything can happen in those games.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to stay focused and our guys have to keep playing and they can't start being like, oh, I need to sit out and stay healthy for something ridiculous. So I think those are big deals.
They'll play for these next 2. It's just once they get out of a bowl game, it'll be interesting to see, And I don't know all the affiliations anymore. I'm still trying to like make sure I understand the playoff because they changed it again even from last year.
Yeah,
so it's like I know the 4 conference champions go, and then the next highest of the Power 5 or something, but it still gets me all out of whack.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely still trying to figure it out. And think I think we said this last year, like. They really need to model it after the basketball, basketball. I mean, like the way that happens, I think is a really good way to model that. So I think it's just a matter of them figuring it out. But yeah, it was not a fun thing to watch us lose. But like Kasey said, you got to kind of rally and still go support them and be like, all right, guys, let's like finish strong, finish these last 2 games. So we do play Arkansas. Apparently, this will be the first time in nearly 20 years. Case, isn't that crazy? I feel like it's not long ago.
Here.
Yeah. So they're traveling to Austin. Like I said, big old school Southwest Conference rivalry game. And the Razorbacks are bad. Definitely lost 8 straight games. They have the worst record in the Power 4 conferences, the worst record.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. Okay.
They fired their head coach 5 games into the season, but they do have Bobby Petrino.
Yeah. I want to say that A&M only beat them by 2.
Right.
I could be wrong, but I think that was one of their closest games.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, they did say they have pushed some of the top 10 ranked teams. And they only lost to them by 3 points or less. So that, you're right. Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Texas A&M, they brought to the brink. And they only lost to those 3 teams by 3 points or less.
Yeah. So
that's competitive.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll have to see what happens. Yeah, people are like, they're looking better. And, they look like a bad team on paper, especially. But like when you kind of dig in there, they don't look that bad. So
right. Yeah.
I don't know, man. We cannot lose to Arkansas. I would be really mad.
Well, I do know Barb won't be there because he's going to his brother's house who he's smoking a pig or something. And then I got a text last night from Cindy telling me that Dante was also going to be doing a pig.
Yeah, she told me that. Where did I see Cindy recently?
So
where did we go, Kasey? I saw Cindy.
Oh, maybe she told y'all after Scott's funeral when y'all went to dinner.
I haven't seen her since then.
Right, because they went to Georgia because she also talked about how bad it was, and she said that they were she just said the Georgia fans were barking at them when they left the stadium.
Oh Lord!
I just had a vision of her reaction. The people barking at her.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I've never been around, like, I've always just been around her, like, outside and amongst all of us and not like opposing fans. So I don't know how she responds. I know I don't respond well, so I have no idea what she does. So
yeah, I can't imagine it goes well, but who knows? But yeah, the rest of us are gonna go to the game and cheer on our Longhorns and have fun. So hopefully it turns up in our favor and we can bounce back from that game.
I mean, I think back that I went to games all the years we were 5 and 7. I'm not going to not go when we're 8 and 3.
Not that bad.
No.
Yeah. Apparently Arkansas has a pretty good offense too. So our defense really has to show up. They say they have a really strong run game, really effective passing. They really, so we'll see. I hope. They were like, Texas definitely cannot afford to miss assignments or blow coverages. So I think our defense really has to show up. I mean, we know that every team in the SEC is going to be, have athletes, have talent. And I mean, with that coaching change, I think what they say, like, Petrino came in and like immediately fired like 3 coaches and was just like,
I don't know. I would guess I would guess he could be the head coach again, unless they are going out for somebody, like if they have their eye on somebody really in particular they're looking for. It will be interesting at the end of college football to see where people are and who the new, like if there's the big names, you have to wonder, like, can they be stolen from a place? I guess that coach at James Madison might get taken, might get a chance.
You also wonder about the Indiana coach. I mean, everybody's talking, they're like, I think he's crazy. And it's like, well, but he's also winning. And so we'll take that. And I mean, I can't imagine that if he got offered at some big name job that he wouldn't go.
Yeah.
So, and then I heard this morning as I was like driving and Mark had sports radio on, I guess, in my car. So that like, there's talk about Lane Kiffin, leaving Ole Miss.
I've heard that. I heard somebody else saying something about, him going to Florida, but I just don't really, I don't see why he would leave Ole Miss. You're already at a SEC school and you're bringing it up. I mean, they love you.
I know. There is reports that members of his family have visited Florida and LSU.
Oh, that would crack me if he went to LSU, because I think they kind of hate him.
I know.
But I'm sure they would love him once he came. I mean,
well, I'm sure.
I think he's funny. But I mean, I'm probably not going to like him, when we start having to play against him. But we haven't had to go up against him. But I know, next year everything changes. Everything gets a lot harder. So
I mean, people are like, they're like, with Lane, nothing is ever off the table, as you probably know. They said, I think LSU is a real threat. There was so much smoke around Florida, but LSU is the one that really scares you. Because they're like, he likes an ego boost, and Valley, and like, that is football everything.
Yeah.
A stadium with more than 100,000 seats, and you're just like, having this best, an amazing fan base there. They're like, but who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I'm pretty sure, I don't know for sure, but I think I feel like, I've heard that James Franklin wants to coach again.
Yeah. At Penn State.
And he can go wherever. But it's certainly not like he needs any money.
I know, right? That's something we talked about, Case. In the last podcast, like, we were also talking about that, like, it's something crazy. Like, I think I told Jordan, oh God, I should, like, maybe like $650 million, something crazy dollars that right now in the coaches that have left only this season, middle of the year, that universities owe to them.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And they were like, where's this money? So people are starting to be like, we don't have that money.
Right.
And so that whole thing's starting to come up. And then people are like, okay, if it's a state university like LSU, if the university doesn't really have the money, can somehow the state have to pay it since it's a state university?
Oh,
Well,
wow.
it's like
Yeah.
getting kind of wacky, and people are talking about that. Like you're promising to pay out all this money, but what if you don't actually have it? Which we
Right.
kind of talked about before, the NIL in general. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes we make all these big promises, and at the end of the day, is the money really there? So,
Right.
I don't know. I think that's going to be crazy.
Yeah, because even Jimbo Fisher is starting to, make rumblings if he's ready to start coaching again.
Oh, well.
So,
I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. So yeah, we have Arkansas this weekend. You know, we're gonna all hope for the best, and then I'm trying to think, are there any other big games?
I don't think there's a whole lot of big games because a lot of the other, like A&M's playing Samford, or somebody else is playing. I want to say Alabama's playing Charlotte or some.
Georgia's playing Charlotte.
Okay, that's
Bama's playing Eastern Illinois. The only good game I see so far is kind of good. Maybe was the Oklahoma-Missouri game.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's an SEC. They're both ranked. This is a good one. Oregon and USC. Oregon's ranked 7. USC is ranked 15.
Yeah. You just kind of have like, this is the week that kind of is like, because next week is all the rivalry games, or like the big, a lot of rivalries and a lot of other big matches or matchups.
Yeah.
Leading into the championship weekends. I also like still like, once it'll get to that, and of course we won't be involved in that, but I still am like not understanding the point of conference championships now.
Agreed. I agree with you. I feel like it's an opportunity for people to get hurt, really. And I mean, it's not conferences to make money. It's probably more of a money making thing.
I mean, it's a money maker for the conference, but for some conferences, I feel like you could be hurting yourself potentially if you're trying to get more in the playoff. And, if they look good that week, but then one of them is going to have an extra loss, which could knock them out of the playoff tension. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
I know it could really hurt some teams and some.
I mean, last year though, in a way, it sort of helped. I mean, like, we didn't win, so we had to. Everybody that had a bye lost.
Right.
Last year, all the teams that had a bye, they didn't make it. Or I mean,
oh really? That's interesting.
Well, I mean, I want to say that. Maybe Ohio State didn't. I'm pretty sure Ohio State didn't have a bye because they lost to Michigan, towards the end. So they weren't in the top 4. Georgia had the bye. Arizona State had the bye. So we beat Arizona State. Georgia lost their game that next day when the Schriftman had that bad stuff. I'm trying to remember who the other, I think, didn't Oregon maybe lose? I'd have to go back and look at it all.
We can look too.
But yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
We will have to check that out.
So that was the one thing I was kind of like, well, if A&M ends up winning, they wouldn't get a game at Kyle Field.
Right. That would be better.
But I want to beat them. So I want to beat them, and then I don't care. Then I probably still would be rooting for Georgia in the SEC championship game.
For sure. Yeah, you're right. I'm looking back at this. Because the championship game was Ohio State and Notre Dame, right?
Yeah.
4? Yeah.
And because Notre Dame beat
Penn
State.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So like
we lost to Ohio State at the Cotton Bowl.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just can't remember. Like, I know that it was.
You're right. Okay. So in the first round, Arizona State had a bye. They lost to us. Oregon had a bye. And then they lost to Ohio State.
Yeah. Okay.
Boise State had a bye.
Yeah.
They lost to Penn State. And Georgia had a bye, and Georgia lost to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Right. Every single team that had a bye lost in their first game. Yeah. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll have to watch that. That's
right.
To watch.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it's all gonna be different watching it for the
I know. What are the 2025 college football projections right now?
Like for the playoffs or for the bowls?
Yeah, for the playoffs. Let's see.
I saw it for a second yesterday, but I didn't. We were watching basketball. We did win a basketball game yesterday.
Oh, good. Thank God. I know our girls, somebody was saying they went and saw the girls and they literally won 130 something to 12.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy.
Our guys last night, they scored 91 points. Mm-hmm. So it was against Ryder. So it wasn't but, well, this is not.
Okay. Well, I'm seeing here, this is interesting. So what they have here would be Georgia would have a bye. Ohio State would have a bye, A&M have a bye, and Indiana. And then the first round of games for that very first round would be Tulane playing Texas Tech, Notre Dame playing Oklahoma, Miami playing Ole Miss, Alabama playing Oregon.
I would have thought. Oh, well, see, yeah. And you said that. Okay, yeah, Georgia and A&M having a bye, which that is right now, that won't be the case because, more than likely it's them two playing in the SEC championship.
Right, and then one will lose. Yeah.
And then, I guess that though, if it was A&M to lose, they only would have one lot, but
so they might stay in that number. They might stay really close to there, you know.
But hopefully they'll have 2 losses because hopefully we'll beat them.
Hope so. We can all hope for that.
Yeah, but then it was but I did like that one. If the projection of then who they would go to play would be the winner of Ole Miss and Miami.
Yeah,
Yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like Tech has the easiest thing here.
Oh, I know.
In this projection, Tulane.
I know. Yeah. I know. I was I haven't even heard about Tulane all year. I'm what the hell are they doing up there? I was just whoa.
See, I think things keep changing because last week there was talk about Virginia.
Yeah.
And OU Notre Dame. Man, that'd be, oof.
That is really interesting.
Yeah. So
I heard one thing about Tulane being good all year long. That just came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah. So. Huh. Oh well.
Well, we
shall see.
Watch it happen. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. And the Cowboys play on. Do they play on?
They play on Sunday. They play Sunday. They play the Eagles on Sunday.
No, that's a big game. I think we're going to
big gauntlet. How we play the Eagles on Sunday, Kansas City on Thanksgiving. Then we have the Chargers and Detroit. I just don't remember which order. So we have it's game on now.
Yeah. I know. And somehow we get it. It's always you got hope for the Cowboys. I was telling somebody today, I was like, now that my Cowboys won on Sunday, I was really cheering for the Bills, and now I'm back on the Cowboys. I was but.
Speaking of the Bills, good Lord, Josh Allen
looked amazing.
Was it 7 touchdowns?
Yes.
It was ridiculous.
I know. I wasn't playing Kelly in fantasy because she has him this year, and I was but dang, he must have gotten a ton of points.
He had 44 points. At one point, I was Kelly's point total was higher than mine and Stacy's points together. And I think it still may have ended up being that way. Pickens gave me points, so my ending was still under 100, but it was at least a lot better. I mean, going into Monday night, I think Stacey had 50-something and I had 60-something. It was this is pitiful. I mean, absolutely pitiful.
I should look because I was barely winning. And then the person who I was playing, who I think might have been actually Jordan, only had the Raiders running back left on her team, but I was only beating her by 13 points. And I was well, he might get 13 points, but then they were playing so bad and we were playing so good. I was did I win?
You did win.
Did I? I didn't even check.
Yeah, you won.
Oh, good.
But yeah, y'all had a low.
I did.
But yes, I had 87. So you and I had close points. You had 86.
Yeah.
And then last week I lost by 0.2 of a point.
Oh no.
Yes, it was awful. I was are you kidding me?
I literally thought, I was like, there's no way. But then the Cowboys were playing so good and they had all those new defensive players. I was like, oh, hell yes. Maybe I'll do it. So I was so mad. I had 2 guys on my bench. Freaking Gainwell for the Pittsburgh Steelers had like 29 points sitting on my bench.
Wow. Yeah.
And then I also had a receiver, McMillan, on my bench who scored also. Like one of them scored 26 and one scored 29, both sitting on my bench. And I was like, oh, Lord.
I did that happen. I had a running back on my bench that did a lot. And then I've got to figure out because Jamar Chase got suspended. I don't even know what he did.
Oh, he spit at somebody. I saw.
Oh, that's right. I did see that. So
I was like, why are people spitting on people these days?
I know.
That's so gross.
Yeah.
It's like the worst thing you can do, I think, to somebody else. I was like, that's so nasty.
So I'm just trying to, I'm pretty much middle of the pack. I'll just try to stay in there.
Why is he saying? Oh God. Okay, I have 2 quarterbacks. One has a bye, and the other one apparently is going to be a backup. Great. Yeah. What the hell?
I was like, I think Sunday morning when I woke up, I was like, dang it. I mean, in August, and we just cannot wait. We're like chomping at the bit for football. And now I'm like, ugh, is it getting over?
What is happening here? This team. All right. Well, anyways, we'll see what we can do here. Yeah. Lord. Well, Drake London's out too. What's it say about him? Oh, he's doubtful. Okay. Well, maybe he can play. All right. Anyways, we'll figure this out. I don't know who's going to play quarterback. Justin Fields, why is he backing up to Tyrod Taylor this week? Lord.
I think I don't know. I don't know.
What points last game? Oh. All right. We'll see. All right, Case. Well, okay, let's go have fun at the Arkansas game, and hopefully we can get a win.
Yeah,
we'll be good. Okay.
Well, we'll see y'all next week if we don't see you in left field.
Yeah, see y'all in left field. Thanks, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.